Everyone. My name is Juan. As Susan mentioned, I have a background in various things. I actually teach also for Chicano studies here and ethnic studies here at Cal. I'm really excited about teaching this class. For me, as a longtime educator and someone who been really working towards addressing a lot of systemic inequities in education in various roles, either as an instructor or as an institutional researcher or as a researcher, what have you. This class is really exciting for me because it takes a very different and approach. I'm a big proponent of working with the community and capturing their voices and making sure that their voices are heard, and that they're included in the process of reimagining what life could be. And in education, really reimagining what schooling can be. Student voices are often left out, and that's unfortunate, right? Um, and there's a variety of reasons for that, and we don't have to get into that. But for this class, if I can, I would like to focus. I'm focusing in Oakland, Oakland Unified School District, which just to give you a really brief background. Always makes the news, right? Always makes the headlines for the wrong reasons, um, and um, and it it's has a reputation of not being an academically strong school district, um, of being one that can't get it together, um, and in the 70s, while a lot of this was true, there was with all the civil rights movements and the identity power movements, there was a call for a demand by communities to have greater control of their schools because they felt that the schools weren't meeting their needs. Um, and the the community was able to establish two completely community controlled schools. And so we're talking about a charter type school before charters, right? This was a community school, and this is something that um, uh, the uh, the community was very proud of, right? Was to create these community schools where they can have complete control of the curriculum, who teaches, and how the classrooms look, and also how they take care of their students, right? Because um, students of color in Oakland Unified often charged the district and their schools and their teachers for not treating them with respect and the way that they deserve. So in the 1970s, uh, that's the origins of the Emiliano Zapata Street Academy. Its birth was from, with the spirit of the 70s, right? Of having community controlled schools, um, and it's the only one that's left. A lot of the other community controlled schools have either been absorbed, they've been shut down, they've kind of faded away. Um, all but the Street Academy, which is now located in downtown Oakland. It was originally located in Fruitvale, in the Fruitvale district, and is served primarily Latinx students. Because the school district didn't necessarily care too much for the school, it tried to evict the school or close down the school several times. So the school moved uh, uh, um, a couple of times to different locations each time, meeting stiff resistance from the district. And they continue to meet that resistance from this district, oftentimes having to fight for every resource, for every resource, even though it legally and ethically it belongs to them. So that's kind of the background. Um, the school district, the school, as I mentioned, is located in downtown Oakland. And it's kind of going through this kind of uh, um, it's kind of at a crossroads, right? It after close to 45 or plus years of constantly being on survival mode and constantly waiting for the next shoe to drop and the next issue to kind of challenge. Um, it also kind of wants to go on the on the offense, right? And it wants to be proactive in reimagining what the school can look like, right? They've already tried to do that with the curriculum. They already, they try to do that with their pedagogy. However, they feel like they can do more. They want to prove to the district and to the city that it provides it's a value. It's a value. It's a resource that needs to be cherished and protected and nurtured, and so that students can thrive. So for this class, what we would be doing is collecting the oral histories of students from Street Academy, and making them into narrators of their own story, their own, and capturing that into a graphic novel. Students would be Cal students, right? The students who take the class will be using an online software called Comic Life 3, where that allows you to upload images and then make them into, and then put add filters, any filters, variety of filters, and to make them either look to alter, right, the presentation of those images. So you don't need to know how to draw really well. I can't draw, but you just need to know how to take a picture and upload it. So the end product will be this graphic novel. And I had in my presentation, I had the different types of chapters that the graphic novel is broken into. And there's chapter 1 is the origins, which I kind of shared a little bit about. It describes the history of the school in relation to the district, and the city's history, and its evolving complex relationship with the local school district, with Oakland Unified School District. Chapter 2 would be composed of short vignettes, and this is where each vignette would introduce Street Academy students, or as they're referred to as narrators, introduce them, their lives, their aspirations, as well as their community, the neighborhood where they live. And then chapter 3 would be the future reimagined. So it would portray how each character reimagines their schooling and their school. So not just how the school looks like, but also its curriculum, its teachers, what have you. So each chapter actually also will represent a different group. So students who take this course will decide which chapter they would like to spearhead. Within each group, there are also going to be roles. Each group member can choose from being a historian, right? Someone who is responsible for researching the history of the school, the city, and each community, each Oakland community, or sometimes students who attend the school may not be from Oakland, and then develop a contextual narrative. Another role would be a data analyst, someone responsible for collecting statistical data on key performance indicators, education indicators, for the school, city, state, and nationally. This data will provide additional contextual support for the narrative. So, looking at academic performance, looking at, any survey results from that captures the campus climate, anything that kind of further contextualizes the school using statistics. And then another role will be the interviewers. They'll be responsible for interviewing the Street Academy students, in other words, i.e. the narrators, and any adult allies. That can include board members, faculty, staff, parents, school board members, city officials, and then develop vignettes for each of those narrators and the vision for their future. And then the fourth role will be the illustrators, those responsible for taking the lead and learning the online software and illustrating the contextual narrative vignettes and future narratives. The plan is at the end of the course to present the graphic novel to the community, to the school. And throughout the process, we will be submitting drafts and asking for feedback from the students, the narrators, right, to make sure that we capture their ideas and the depiction of their communities in a respectful and honest to the students' narration. Um, um, so yeah.